Hello and welcome to an all-new season of St. Louis Presents.
Yes, we are so excited to be back. Spring is here and the fashions are looking hot.
Well, thanks, Sandy.
That was meant for you.
Well, I am a fashion icon, but I don't know why I wear this jacket every day. But
It looks good though.
Well, thanks. Well, I don't know if I'm on fire or not, but St. Louis certainly is. You know, we've got the Cardinals back.
You are correct.
It's going to be a wonderful spring, and we are so glad you're back with us on today's show. Let's roll with St. Louis Presents. Welcome back to St. Louis Presents. I'm Debbie Monterey along with Steve Potter, and lots of interesting things in the news lately. Something that's been in the news a lot, Steve, has been this recall of certain GM cars.
That's right, Debbie. And in fact, everybody's talking about it, and it hits close to home because I just got one in the mail.
Uh-oh.
But I have to kind of share it with you because I don't really know how quite to take this. First of all, I get this notice. It says, important safety recall. In capital letters, and just let me share some of this with you briefly. How would you react to this? This is my car. This notice is sent to you in accordance with the National Traffic and Motor Vehicle Safety Act. We are concerned about your safety. There is a risk that your ignition switch may move out of the run position, resulting in a partial loss of electrical power and turning off the engine. There is risk of injury or fatality.
Oh, nice. That's comforting.
No, but here's the funny part. Well, number one, translated, if you translate that, you know, fix it or you're going to die, right? So they scare me, and then at the bottom it says, parts are not currently available.
Sorry about your safety, Steve.
So I'm going to need a ride home, I guess.
Okay.
I'm leaving my death trap in the parking lot.
No worries. Well, I just may get you in the car and head over to Ballpark Village because that's another thing that has been in the news lately. Ballpark Village, after years of delays, has finally opened, and the reviews are amazing.
You know, I haven't seen it. I drove by the area and I saw that it's an LED sign or whatever it is. That looked nice, but tell me about it.
Well, it's really just so well done. It's almost like you are in a village, so it's aptly named. Tons of bars and restaurants, and I know that Sandy Stevenson had a chance to head out there too. Sandy, what'd you think?
It was absolutely amazing. Had the opportunity to walk through it, and I was going down there for March Madness. But let's go ahead and see what some people think who actually attended the grand opening of Ballpark Village.
Ballpark Village is it's so huge. There's so many different venues and places to congregate and to hang out and sit. And I love that they have open air opportunities so you can watch the ball game as well.
I mean, tonight, what I'm loving about Ballpark Village, I'm walking around and every place I go to is totally surprising me. And I'm not even halfway through. I've been through the Budweiser place, I've been through the PBR, and like what I thought it was going to be, it's totally better. And now I'm heading into this Howl at the Moon, and I don't even know what I'm going to see there. I got to get downstairs. It's big. There's so much here.
Just seeing all the new places around tonight, and the Third Eye Blind tonight, the concert.
I'm just excited to be able to see the building and see St. Louis grow. I think the Cardinals makes it really, really great.
Well, the St. Louis Cardinals are just one of the many things that draw people to this city of St. Louis. We have made so much progress in the city. Ballpark Village, probably some expensive real estate. Well, the Affordable Housing Commission is a group dedicated to promoting city living and neighborhood stabilization. Joining me right now is April Ford Griffin, the executive director. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Now, St. Louis often makes many lists of being a very affordable city, but I guess that doesn't really matter when you're having a hard time paying the rent.
Absolutely.
How do we do as far as affordable housing? Do we have enough of it, and is that always one of the focuses of your department?
Yes, our main mission is to try to preserve and produce affordable housing as well as support services to go along with those housing units. I think many people don't realize just how much money the city invest into creating affordable housing, as well as trying to prevent individuals and families from becoming homeless or losing their current homes. And so this past January, we awarded around $4.5 million to go to 42 agencies in the city of St. Louis, nonprofits, who will provide support services for families and individuals, as well as we funded 5 new housing projects that will produce around 154 new constructed rental and for sale homes in the city of St. Louis. I think that helps us with creating diverse neighborhoods where you have people of various incomes. And so what we tried to strive for in creating these new affordable units was to, one, make sure that you have access to good public transportation. There's been a number of studies recently that have shown that there's a lack of upward mobility for people of low income, and one of the barriers to creating more wealth and prosperity is transportation. And so there was a news story not long ago talking about the hardship of trying to get out to the jobs in the county. And so one thing we did was encourage developers, if they wanted to apply for our funds, was to make sure that you're within a half mile of frequent bus service lines or a Metrolink station. And so 4 of the 5 developers have made sure that the new housing that they will be creating that we help to fund are within a half mile of frequent bus service lines. And we think that's a great step forward for the city of St. Louis.
Definitely. So the Affordable Housing Commission, you don't work with individuals. I mean, people might hear it and they'll think, oh, it's Section 8 housing, right. But you're actually dealing with agencies that can help. And when you say developers, that's interesting because we have so many neighborhoods that are being, I guess, gentrified, as you'd say, or rehabbed, and that's great, but that means that some people who perhaps can't afford those neighborhoods anymore don't have somewhere to go. But developers can actually get some money to make sure that at least some of those units are made affordable.
Absolutely, and we try to look for that diversity as well and that mix. And so you're not creating pockets where it's just concentrated with low-income individuals. We know that that does not help sustain the city long-term. And so we try to make sure that the money is spread throughout the city and the units are built throughout the city. And so while you look at different cultural backgrounds, you look at different income levels, you look at a number of things when you're talking about making sure that your neighborhoods have diversity. And so the Affordable Housing Commission is able to fund projects where your total project doesn't have to be all affordable. It can be mixed income. So you have people within the development that pay market rate, as well as people who may pay a reduced rate, as well as people who are below the poverty level. And there's a requirement on all our funds that they must serve people who are 80% or below the median income, and at least 40% of our funds have to serve people who are 20% of the median income, which once again is at or below poverty level. And so while that's where our concentration lies, it does not prevent us from looking at developments that create an overall mix of people in all of the income ranges. And so that's what we really strive to do.
Now, when you mention the millions of dollars that just went out, if there's someone listening who maybe is thinking of doing a development or an agency that would like to help with affordable housing, how do they apply for a grant and how competitive is it?
Sure. Every year we accumulate around $5 million from an initiative that the taxpayers, from a grassroots initiative, actually got thousands of signatures and put this on the ballot, created from their signatures a way to come up with this $5 million each year. So every year we have the money. And so every September we open up the round. And so anyone listening who's interested, who has a nonprofit that helps provide services to keep people in their housing or give them education, training, or even on employment, we provide funding for rental assistance, utility assistance. Any of those sort of services, as well as the creation of new units, can start to prepare by contacting us, seeing what requirements you have to meet, what's the criteria, look at the application. So when September round opens up, you're prepared to submit your application.
Sounds terrific, and we hope you get a lot of applications, and more affordable housing and diversity is certainly a great thing for the city. April Ford Griffin with the Affordable Housing Commission joining us here on St. Louis Presents. I don't know how into dance you are, but I believe that Sandy is into dance and that Steve Potter may actually do a jig for us.
Okay, that'd be interesting.
So you're going to be doing a little bit of a jig for us today? No? Not so much?
We'll see.
She challenged you, man.
Yeah, I'm going to do it in another segment, though. That's going to throw you off.
Yeah. Speaking
During
of
our anger
dance,
management segment, I'm going to do it too.
Well, speaking of dance, National Dance Week St. Louis is an event that is free, and it's coming up, and it's absolutely going to be amazing. And we're excited to have a couple guests here to talk to us about it.
Linda Green is the state director for National Dance Week. She's joining us
Yes.
now along with Tiffany Smith, who's a dancer with Missouri Ballet Theater. You know, Debbie said that I was going to do a jig, and if I did, the jig would be up. Because I can't do that. And Linda, I can't dance. I've never had a dance class, so I can't be part of this, can I?
Well, no, today is your experience
Oh,
with dance.
my.
Yes, you will definitely be able to be part of this. Anybody can.
Well, tell us a little bit about the actual event itself.
Okay, well, National Dance Week is a full day of celebration down at Union Station. We have 50 dance companies and a guest appearance by Alvin Ailey,
That's
American
amazing.
Dance Theater.
Yeah.
So that is courtesy of Dance St. Louis, and we are thrilled about that.
That is amazing.
Uh-huh.
And
There'll
it's
be
April 26th, correct?
April 26th
Okay.
at Union Station. Our event starts at noon,
Okay.
ends about 5 o'clock.
Okay.
It's free to the public.
Nice.
And every dance discipline that you can imagine will be down at Union Station.
So give us some examples of some of the genres of dance.
Oh
over
my
there.
goodness, we will have ballet, tap, jazz, African, Indian, contemporary, modern,
I'm hearing Haitian.
Linda, do
Excited, I'm Haitian.
Yes.
So
Do I have
excited
to,
about that.
do I have to do all these?
a little bit of each.
I'm a little concerned.
No, the flash
I'm
mob
concerned for
is
him.
what we want you to do.
Oh my. And now when does the flash mob take
The
place?
flash mob will happen at 2 o'clock at the stage.
Okay.
And the choreography for the flash mob can be learned in advance if
Okay.
you go to our website or to our Facebook page.
Now what's the website for that?
The website is www.nationaldanceweekstl.com.
Okay.
And Linda, the flash mob does not actually involve flashing.
You are right. Or otherwise,
want
we would
that.
be
I wanna
booted
be
out
sure.
of Union
We
Station.
want to keep it PG.
We
There's
want to
families
stay
that are
at
going to be
Union
there.
Station.
So
Yes.
what was the concept behind this entire event itself?
Well, it started, this is our 17th year of doing National Dance Week, and the reason for doing it is to, well, first of all, to make the public, the general public, aware of how wonderful dance is and the many contributions that it's had to our culture. And also a place to let the St. Louis community be a part of all of the dance that does exist right at our doorsteps, and to bring them all together under one umbrella.
That is amazing, especially because it's going to be 50 different groups that are going to be
Yes.
performing. That's
That's
going to be
right.
neat. So
That's right.
we're supposed to be learning some stuff today. This dance
Yes.
mob routine, and I mean, I'm really excited to see what he's going to do with that. We've got Tiffany here who's going to show us what we're going to be doing. So I guess we got to put our papers down, huh?
I guess, Tiffany, you're in a ballet company,
Back
but
over here.
you must be able to do any kind of dance there is, right?
Well, we try to be as versatile as possible.
Do we have the right shoes for this? Are we
Yes,
good?
you can wear any kind of shoes
Okay.
you want, anything you feel comfortable in. So
All right.
the name of the song we're dancing to is Everything is Awesome.
Okay.
It's a fun song, so we start with our thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
So we're gonna rock to the right twice. Rock 1, 2, and then to the left 3,
I can't even do
This
this.
Four.
This way. Go.
and we're gonna punch up and reach down, and then punch up and reach down, and 4 shoulder shrug. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, just kidding.
There you go. You ready to get a little bit more advanced?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I think so. You're
How much
Okay.
rehearsal time do we have?
You can pick it up, I promise. So you just bring your arms up and sway them 8 times. 1, 2, 3,
Sorry.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you ready to add the feet to that?
At the same time?
At the same time. So we're gonna
not
go step
coordinated at all. This is
left,
gonna be interesting.
heel,
Okay.
right, together, and then right, heel, and left, together. Think we can put that all together?
Hey, no.
Oh, I bet you can do it. Where's your thumbs up?
We got thumbs up. I got
Got a
that.
thumbs up.
And I can do this all day.
So we rock right and 2 and left and 2 and punch up, open, up, open, shrug. 1, 2, 3, 4 and step, heel, step, together, step, heel, step, together.
Audition.
We may need a little bit more correct.
When Michael Utah from Dance St. Louis sees this, he's calling me.
That's right.
Well, thank you. So, how long is the actual dance for the mob session?
The flash mob itself is probably just about 3 minutes.
Cool, and
Yes.
people can participate as well.
Everybody, we want
There'll be
everybody.
instructors and
Not
all that
only,
good
it's
stuff?
not just for dancers. There will be instructors. There will be moms and dads and aunts and uncles, grandmas,
And
grandpas.
quickly, Linda, it's
Yes.
April 26th, Union Station,
Yes.
and you know, this St. Louis, it could be sleeting.
If it is, it could be.
Yeah.
We will be indoors on the second level at Union Station.
So go to
the
National
show
Dance,
goes on.
Go to nationaldanceweekstl.com.
Yes, that's right.
I'm sweating with this dance here. Well, thank you guys for being
Thank
here.
you so much.
And are you going to try to go out to the event? I know you. I
Oh,
hear you have to
sure.
get out. You don't get out very often.
I don't hardly ever get out.
Not much of a
I'm
life.
usually at the library.
At the speaking of libraries, great transition, Steve. Speaking of libraries, I had the amazing opportunity.
I'm usually dancing at the library.
There you go. I had the amazing opportunity to check out the renovations on Central Library. So go ahead and check it out. So excited to be here at the Central Library, here on Olive, downtown, in downtown St. Louis. And we're here to speak to John Koniak. Come on over here, communications coordinator here at the Central Library. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you so much for having us. And you're going to be talking about the renovations, the major overhaul that happened here at the library.
Absolutely. And where we are right now is probably, undoubtedly, is the most dramatic difference when people walk in. For the last 100 years, this was the Stack Tower. This was where the majority of our collection, we have about 4.5 million items in our collection, was stored here in glass, in stacks and with glass flooring. But for those who love history, who love the library, who love the glass floors, when you walk into the atrium and you go to check out your books, the back wall is actually made out of the glass blocks, some of the glass blocks that made the glass floors in the old stack. The renovation was 2.5 years. We closed in June of 2010, and we reopened with our grand reopening on December 9th of last year, 2012.
I was blown away by this whole transition and this transformation. So we're going to go to another area here in the library.
Absolutely. We'll take a walk over to the Center for the Reader.
Let's go. All right, so we are in another part of the library here, and this is such a cool area. I know we look kind of awkward sitting here like this. We're sitting on these really cool and comfortable blocks that you can sit in and relax and take in any of these books here. So what is the room name? What is this room in particular?
This room is the Center for the Reader, and the Center for the Reader used to be off limits to the public. It was just a warren of little offices and departments, and staff was back here.
This is really neat. I mean, look at all the, even the details in the ceilings.
We have quotes from different famous works of literature.
Okay.
And they add a tremendous amount of character.
So guys, you definitely have to come out here and check this out, and especially if you guys have a book to read, if you want to relax and just chill a little bit. This is a perfect area. Thank you so much for letting us be here and showcasing this amazing library.
Thank you for coming out and seeing.
Yes. So I cannot tell you enough how wonderful this experience has been. Thank you so much to John and Scott for having us here at Central Library. Come down here and check it out, and I'm going to go ahead and send things back over to you guys.
Well, if you think that Central Library looks beautiful in the pictures and the video that we just saw, you've got to see it in person. It is definitely one of my favorite buildings in all of St. Louis, and I'm there at least once a week.
Well, you know, architecturally, it's just magnificent. It looks like a European palace or something almost, and you know, any great city has a great library.
Oh, and it is fantastic. We're very fortunate. It's my happy place, which is good to know because it seems to me, I don't know if you've noticed this too, but a lot of people are just really on edge lately, just angry, you know, whether it's in the car or online or at work, people are just angry.
I'm beginning to feel that way now. No, I'm kidding. Well, you know, that's true though, in all seriousness. Anger is a natural emotion, and it can also really mess up your life if it gets out of control. And our next guest here, I think, can help maybe answer some questions we have about that. Keith Clinton has written the book, Manage Anger Now 101, Diffusing a Nation. Hi, Keith. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And don't you make the point in your book that all of us are like, I forget how you phrase it, but we're all like one step away from just going off?
Absolutely. I believe that we are all one situation, or one conversation away from exploding or imploding.
One dance away, maybe.
Right, one dance away.
And then I asked the question, are you the next victim or perpetrator of uncontrolled anger?
Yeah, because it could go either way. And I feel like a lot of people, they get so wrapped up in their own lives and their own stresses, and then somebody else does something and they take it so personally. But they should realize that that person probably had a bad day and they're unloading on you, and now you're taking it personally, and then you unload on someone else.
Very well put. We're going to write our second
All
book
right.
with that one. I like that one. If I may, I would like to share the fact that famed author, TV personality, and CEO Terry Williams just recently endorsed the book. She's going to feature my book on the new reality TV show SWV Reunited in a few weeks. So I'm really excited about that.
Keith, is it important to understand where anger comes from? Because I think people are different. Like, it really takes a lot to make me angry, but I have friends that, I mean, they get mad at a drop of a hat. So did our parents do it to us? Is it something chemical? Does any of that matter?
Well, it's a combination of things. It's a human emotion, like you said earlier. I think people, you can't get rid of anger, but you can direct it in a positive and constructive manner. And I think this is what this book does. It helps people to identify the anger and then give them tools to help them to work through their anger and use it in a more positive and effective way.
Well, we certainly hope that if people are feeling angry, that they will recognize that and want to change it, and certainly Manage Anger 101 now can help. Do you find that people who tend to be in that angry place a lot, it just kind of feeds on itself? Then everything in your life is negative. You're always seeing the bad side, which kind of just feeds that vicious cycle of being angry.
Right. If you don't resolve the issues within, you won't be able to resolve issues on the outside. And then that usually, uncontrolled anger usually leads to anxiety and then sometimes depression.
And I can see potential, like if two of those type of personalities get together, then you're really asking for trouble, because you said, like, feed off one another, and then it's just going to get worse.
Right. And a lot of times people are in denial. And I'm sure in relationships, marriage, and especially on the job, we're trained to hide our emotions. And a lot of times a person is angry, but the person that, no, I'm not angry, but it's obvious that they are. So a lot of time we deny or we suppress it for so long, and we misplace that anger and that energy that's associated until we run across a situation is like a trigger point. Then a person explodes, and then we ask ourselves, oh, I didn't think that person would do something like that. We're all capable of exploding.
Now, is there something that each of us can do? For example, both Steve and I, we're both pretty mellow, but if we have a friend who is on edge, as he's pointed out, is there something that we can do? Or maybe if somebody has a spouse who's quick to flare, is there something you can do, or is it something that has to start with them?
Well, it has to start with them, and one thing that we can do is to get more people to talk about their emotional state. You know, that's where we can start.
Which is a little easier sometimes for women, I think, maybe than men, who sometimes don't want to really address what the issue might really be.
Yeah, I think women often are in denial. You know, when I first started talking about the book, and I addressed several females, and the first thing that they said was, oh, I need to get that book for my husband. I need to get that book for my son. And I'm thinking, okay, what about
you?
Right. So,
Keith, I'm wondering, from a practical point of view, too, what good does getting angry do us? I mean, we all have an agenda, right? If I want you to cooperate or do something, whatever it might be, but if I get angry, I'm not going to achieve my goal. So it's really hurting me, too.
Well, absolutely. If you hold on to that anger, you're really hurting yourself. And like I said, it end up moving into an area of depression sometime and other issues.
Right, I've heard people say that depression is actually anger turned inward. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
So you either internalize it and get depressed, or you just spew it on somebody else.
Right.
So in your book, Manage Anger Now, are there exercises we can do? Is it that sort of thing?
Yes, I have a workshop that I do as well that's based on the book, but there are some steps that you can take that I present in the book, where it gives people actual tools to help them to deal with their emotions.
And it's I like it because it's not intimidating. It's not like 800 pages
Right.
of, with all kinds of footnotes. It's a nice workbook that really can help people get to the bottom of what's making them angry and how to change it.
And the bottom line, too, is if you're angry, you're not happy.
No.
And so it's
And
a
no
whole
one's
karma
happy.
thing. Right, no one's happy.
It's Manage Anger Now 101, Diffusing a Nation. Keith Clinton is our guest and the author, and congratulations on the
Thank you.
success with this. And, how would it make you happy to go to camp at the zoo? I would love it.
Yes,
I would
absolutely.
love it. I think I might be too old, but we're going to talk about that and more right after this break. It's St. Louis Presents.
Welcome home, man.
Welcome back to St. Louis Presents. Every 30 seconds, a child experiences abuse and or neglect in Missouri. Almost 5 children die every day as a result of child abuse, and over 75% are under the age of 4. Join the Annie Malone Children and Family Service Center in observing National Child Abuse and Prevention Month this April. The center offers crisis care and emergency residential placement and parenting education to the community to prevent child abuse and neglect and to improve family communication. For more information, visit anniemalone.com or call 314-531-0120. 23 years after the first edition was published, the second edition of In the Line of Duty, St. Louis Police Officers Who Made the Ultimate Sacrifice, is now available for purchase. The first edition featured 148 heroic stories of St. Louis police officers killed in the line of duty, but the latest edition has the stories of 16 additional fallen officers and new information and photographs for the original 148. The book can be purchased at the St. Louis Public Library on Tucker or by visiting slmpd.org. Congratulations to the Department of Human Services Homeless Services Division for being honored in Focus St. Louis's What's Right with the Region Award ceremony. The division is being recognized in the category Demonstrating Innovative Solutions for their project known as Beach. The ceremony will be held May 7th, 5 p.m. at the Sheldon Concert Hall. And the St. Louis Zoo's Camp Kanga Zoo is set to return this summer, along with other popular classes and adventures for everyone in the family. Registration is now open, and here to tell us more about the zoo's education program is Eve Cooney, the Youth Programs Coordinator. Hi, Eve. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
And I guess your shirt says it all, Camp Kanga Zoo.
Yes, Camp Kanga Zoo has been at the zoo for a long time, over 20 years right now, but I think a lot of people in St. Louis don't know about it. Had you heard about it before?
I've never heard about it, and I've been going there my whole life. So.
There you see. I think there's a lot of people in St. Louis that also don't know we have a camp, but it's right in the zoo. Kids spend the whole day. They even get to spend the night at the zoo, sleeping on the grass.
So is this a one-day event, or does this go on for an extended period of time, or what?
Yes, we have 9 weeks during the summer. This year, first day of camp is June 9th, all the way through August 8th. So each camper can come for 1 or 2 weeks during the summer, 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then spend the night on Thursday night. Wake up in the morning to the sound of lions roaring, sea lions barking, peacocks doing that peacock thing.
Kangaroos jumping.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
All that kind of
Well,
stuff.
what are some of the fun activities that kids are going to be able to do when they're there?
Well, we have 2 different camp themes going on this year. One is Super Survivors, which kind of has a superhero theme. We're learning about animals' adaptations for survival in their habitat. So, I mean, animals are amazing, right? Mm-hmm. Right?
Yes.
You love them?
Yes.
There's so many different kinds of animals, and everyone has really interesting characteristics and behaviors that help them survive. Kids will get to kind of make their own animal superhero. We're going to be doing some comic book
So you're
type
really
stuff
tricking kids. They're learning and having fun at the same time.
I would not trick kids.
I mean that in a positive way.
I'm a very trustworthy individual. But yes, no, camp is fun. You know, we're connecting animals and children. You know,
Okay.
not literally, but.
Bottom line, Eve, registration is going on now. People need to take
Yes.
action now, right? What do they do?
Now, you can register online, or you can also, we have a catalog. You can fill out a paper form if that's more to your liking, but going on now.
So go to stlzoo.org/education, or you can call them at 314-646-4544. Well, I've been going to the zoo my whole life, and I don't care how big I get, I'm riding that train.
I love the zoo. And we hope that you love this episode of St. Louis Presents. Thanks for joining us.